You first. How would missing the playoffs affect LeBron's legacy?
Wouldn't affect it at all to me. I mean,
a little?
No. I love how we do everything we possibly can to excuse Jordan not making the playoff in his final 2 years. And I get it. Everybody say, well, Magic never missed the playoffs. Well, Magic never played with less than 3 Hall of Famers. Bird never missed the playoffs. He never played with less than 4 Hall of Famers. Tell me the guy on the roster currently that's going to be all NBA moving forward. Tell me the guy that's on the roster right now that's going to be in the Hall of Fame. And I'll just wait. Oh, yeah, that many. Look, I get it.
On which roster?
On the Lakers roster.
Right now?
Right now.
Rondo.
I was going to say Rondo.
You think Rondo will go to the Hall of Fame?
Possibly.
Yeah.
If you see some people that's in the Hall of Fame,
Yeah.
they definitely deserve it.
But when those guys were playing with
those kids, who knows what they might do?
just the
They might take
early.
off.
Let me ask you a question.
It's early.
What can I do you? Where would you rank Kareem? What would you say Kareem? You think Kareem is okay? Yeah. You think Kareem
Top
okay?
Top three to me.
Top 3.
Guess who played with, who he played with? Magic. So you can understand why they would make James Worthy. Is he in the Hall of Fame? What about McAdoo? What about McHale, Parrish, Dennis Johnson, Nate Archibald, Bill Walton? Come on, Skip Bayless. You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
I didn't say a word yet. I haven't even spoken.
Because the fact,
Can you name one player Michael played with at Washington?
exactly.
Not one.
But I can name old Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman. You know Dennis Rodman led the league in rebounding all 3 years he was in Chicago?
And your point is?
The point is he had Hall of Famers. And when he didn't have a Hall of Famer, guess where he was?
He was 38 and 39. He had been off for 3 years. He'd been gone from basketball.
Even at that age, he still wasn't in year 16. That was year 13, year 14. LeBron James is in year 16 with 8 straight finals on his resume, sprinkling a couple of Olympics, and here we are. Still giving you 27, 8, and 8. Can I introduce you?
I'm glad you yawned because those are roll out of bed numbers for LeBron.
Right.
That's what he does. He just he yawns and rolls out of bed and he goes 27, 8, and 8.
Am I surprised they're not in the playoffs? I thought the Lakers would be better. I really thought the Lakers would be better. But then the injury bug started. It hit him. It hit Rondo. It hit Lonzo. And now Kuzma. And now Ingram. And now Stevenson. And now Chandler. Yeah, come on. But when we look at it, Stack, this is not a really good team now.
Not a good team at all. And no, people shouldn't be upset that they didn't make the playoffs. I mean, I think if anybody had a rude awakening, it's LeBron, because everybody was telling him the Western Conference is a different monster. Now, experience is the best teacher, and he's saying it's a different monster. But at the same time, guys that know the game, we knew it was a possibility that they'll be in this situation, you know, with the young team they have. But I'm going to say this, and I'm going to leave it alone. Keep that same energy, because the Lakers won't be the same team next year.
Okay.
Keep it.
So, does it taint his legacy that he missed the
Not at
playoffs?
all.
Well, obviously, Kobe did miss the playoffs the year after Shaq was run out of town by Kobe, right?
Okay.
So let's look at Kobe's teammates. In that year, they missed the playoffs. They went 34 and 48.
Right.
Not good.
Right.
Okay. Caron Butler was the second scorer. Lamar Odom was on that team, third scorer. You remember the immortal Chucky Atkins, Chris Mim, Jermaine Jones, Devin George. That's what you got to work with. Not a great team. A team that I would have looked at before the year and said, I don't know. That's in the West.
They'll play hard, but
yeah. I'm not sure about that. Then they bounced back, and they did make the playoffs the next 2 years, but they went out quickly and unceremoniously to the Phoenix Suns in the first round.
What?
You know?
You better tell me Kobe lost in the first round?
Yeah, and he had one pout game where he just...
We didn't shoot the ball?
Yeah, people were all over him. He
So he
shooting
had
too
a lot
much, so he said, today I'm not going to
So
shoot.
you know what, Stacks? He had a lot in common with Michael Jordan. Because you know Michael Jordan went out in the first round. He went out in the first round. When the old bad, the big three. Wah, get up out of here. Wah, get up out of here.
Are you talking about the same guy who went 6-0 in the finals with 6 MVPs in the finals?
Hold on.
He can't be.
Oh, yes, I'm talking about him. I'm talking about the one that the bad boy Pistons. The bad boy Pistons had him out there crying.
You know,
had Scottie Pippen talking about he got a migraine, didn't want to see Robin in my horn. Huh?
I think they're turning down your lights.
Yeah.
They're silencing you. They're silencing
What
you.
God said, turn the lights off.
Talk about that, Skip.
Yep.
Talk about that. How the bad boy Pistol put him over his knee for 3 years. Wop. Now come back next year with a little more firepower. Wop.
Interesting.
Did it happen? You was covering the team. I want to know, Skip Bayless. Tell the truth now.
So the only way this taints LeBron's legacy is it just completely undercuts and disqualifies your argument that he's greater than Michael Jordan. That's all it does. Because at age 34, which is LeBron's age right now, Michael Jordan won another scoring title and was first-team all-defense at age 34. And obviously they went on to win another championship, their sixth, and another Finals MVP, his sixth.
Skip,
Okay,
we got to
that's what
stop.
he did
Shannon.
at 34.
But here's the thing.
That's 34 to 34.
But here's the thing. Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen led the team in assists all those years. Someone else led the team in rebounding all those years. Jordan didn't have to worry about all these other things that LeBron did. But I still want to know why. Washington, he went to the Wizards. Why does that not have an impact on his legacy? He was still Michael Jordan. That's what you're telling me. He the GOAT. Now, the GOAT's supposed to drag anything. GOATs eat anything. So why couldn't he get it there? But this old bighorn sheep, watch what he be doing in year. And think about, hold on, Skip. You keep telling me when he was in Washington, that was year 13 and 14. LeBron James is in year 16. LeBron James, year 13 and 14, NBA Finals.
Age 38 and 39 in Washington.
What got that to do with anything if he's the guy that you said he is?
But what player that's the face of the league won MVP and Defensive Player of the Year? Do you know LeBron? That's hard to do, Shannon.
LeBron James should have won
He
MVP.
got to play defense first.
Hold on. The year Mark Gasol won it, you know LeBron's supposed to have got that award stacked.
Right?
Man, no.
Did LeBron not bring this year upon himself? Because we still hear that he was the one who wanted playmakers, not shooters.
I don't know what LeBron out of his mind.
Okay, he was out of his mind, but that's what he wanted. Give him a Rondo, give him a Lance.
No.
Who else can make plays?
Skip,
I don't know.
If you look at LeBron James' career, LeBron James has really played with two playmakers. That's Kyrie Irving and Dwayne Wade. And even when he had those guys, what was he surrounded with? Shooters.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now all of a sudden you will get year 16 and talking about you don't want shooters, you want playmakers?
Okay.
Okay, where are they? Where are the playmakers?
Okay. So, I don't know.
He told me he wanted playmakers.
Yeah, Michael
Rondo, the only
Beasley's
one.
in China, I think, right?
I talked to him yesterday.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Is he all right?
Yeah, he's doing good.
Good.
He's
Shout
doing
out
good.
to Michael
Shout out to
Beasley.
Mike
I love
Beasley.
Michael Beasley.
I mean, where are
Okay.
the playmakers, Skip?
Okay, so a year ago, not even a year ago, but in the offseason, LeBron had chances. He could have gone to Philly and joined forces with that team. Great things would have happened. He could have gone to Houston, joined forces with that team. Great things would have happened. He joined forces with Hollywood. He wanted Hollywood, and he got Hollywood. And I was shocked the day it happened because I said, he's going to do this without a bona fide co-star, like a second scorer. Like, really? You're going to do that? Well, I guess he's going to do that. And then he brought some of this on himself because obviously at the trade deadline, he and Rich Paul attempted to power play their way into Anthony Davis. And they were willing to trade all the kids, clean out the locker room, all the kids.
Yeah.
And it just detonated that locker room. It never was the same.
They couldn't handle that.
Yeah. Okay. So is
know
that on LeBron? A little
No.
bit. Yeah, a little bit's on LeBron. And then the way it happened this year, he is to the point where he just doesn't want to play defense. And you say he has to sort of conserve his energy on defense. Okay?
No
Okay,
such
fine.
thing, Skip.
Okay?
No such thing.
Do you play defense in Big Three? Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Have you always played defense? It was your calling card.
Yes.
That's half court stacks.
Come on.
Huh?
That's half court.
You play defense, man.
But I played defense in the league. I played on both ends. I started the two-way player stuff.
What I need you to tell you what. I need you to play two ways, but I need you to give me 27, 8, and 8.
You're right. You're right. It ain't easy to look.
Okay? So LeBron, much of this year, has played that one-man zone. He just goes and stands under the basket and looks as he watches. And he won't even contest. He won't help. And I'm like, come on, LeBron, set a tone. Because the kids aren't going to play defense if you don't set any tone on defense.
True. It's hard.
And they were a bad defensive team, and it killed them in the end. It's killed them for the last 5 or 6 games because they play no defense.
That's what happens when you don't play defense and you allow the Milwaukee to go on a 15-2 run to close out the game, and you lose by 10.
No, what you need to do, Luke, is in the film sessions, make sure you point out LeBron is not doing what he's supposed to do in all those film sessions, but I'm sure he's not doing
I don't think they're doing that.
But here's the thing. There's only a handful of coaches that can do that.
Greg
Popovich, Pat Riley, some of the all-time greats.
Why Luke can't do it? You're the coach.
You know good well no.
But he can't.
I'm not Greg Popovich. If I was a coach, I would do it, and LeBron deal with it.
Let me ask you a question. How long you think you'll hold that job after that?
It ain't about that. It's about me doing my job.
And guess what? You want to have a job to do, right?
I'm not worried about that. If I get fired doing my job, I can live with it.
Okay. You know how it works, Stack.
I know how it works now. I know. I'm talking to you, but I know how it works.
This is a real for player league. Now in the NFL, Skip, you know you can do that. Coaches call.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick has been very well documented. He's going to call out everybody. It doesn't matter.
I got it. My other issue with LeBron just this year is lack of leadership, because there were years in Cleveland he wasn't a good leader. He was a great leader. When they came back from 3-1 down, he led that team.
Right.
He was the driving force, and Kyrie got to go along for the ride, even though Kyrie was the closer. He was not the leader. The alpha was LeBron.
Right.
This year, for whatever reason, LeBron checked out on this team. He just didn't love it from the start, and he distanced himself from the kids. Like, don't associate me with them. He wanted to sit at the very end of the bench.
I think the biggest mistake a guy can make, Skip, is that you have a leadership style in one area and you feel you can take that exact style to another area.
Maybe.
When I was in Denver, Skip, you led one way. When you go to Baltimore, you have to lead an entirely different way. And I think LeBron James is that he thought everybody's going to respond the same way in L.A. like they did to him in Cleveland. And as you go, and you live and you learn, you understand that, okay, sometimes you got to praise a guy. Sometimes you put your arm around a guy and like, hey, bro, it's going to be okay. Next time, there's some guys you got to kick in the butt. But you have to understand the individuality of every single player because it's not one size fit all in a leadership style.
And then too, where he went wrong is, you know, I got to be real, and I love LeBron, but where he went wrong was he made it obvious that he took the back of his best friend, who's the agent, over his teammates. He sided with him over his teammates, and it backfired.
Right.
He should have stayed with his teammates, let his friend do his job, and if however that worked, he's still with his team,
What
so
you
it
want
didn't
him to
matter.
say? Tell me what you want to say.
I want him to come in the locker room and say, look, regardless of what's going on, I'm with y'all. Let them
with
know
you.
that. Let them know that. But look, they got to hear from you because all they hearing from everybody else is they getting traded.
But here's the thing. You and I both know.
Young guys, Shannon. They're young.
I agree with you. But you know that what they saying. This dude in your the same agent that you have, he has. What you talking about? You with us?
Yeah.
Stan.
Yeah.
That's
way to go about
like, man, hey, man, I ain't
better ways to go about it.
It's kind of like, Stack, when you tell somebody something. Now, you only told this one person, and it gets out. Bro, I swear I ain't told nobody.
Yeah.
You're like, dude, only person knew was me and you.
Right.
And I definitely didn't tell. What you think them guys looking at? Bro, I'm riding with y'all. I don't know where that coming from. Hey, I don't want no...
It wouldn't be as bad, though, if he would have put himself in that position with them. Let me know I'm with y'all, okay?
So
y'all can get traded, I can get traded.
What?
You know, just make it feel like
what? You know what the bottom line takeaway from this whole discussion is? This proves once and for all Michael Jordan is the greatest player.
No.
Yes, it does.
You know what?
It does.
You're right, Stack.
It's
I'm
over.
like, bro,
It's over.
Hey,
Period, end of sentence.
you know what? Hey, you know what LeBron should have done? He said, you're right. Hey, guys, I'm with y'all. I don't know where this Anthony Davis coming from. Where y'all need to see y'all stuff.